Okay, so for this tutorial, we're going to be working on the contact page. So it looks like for this template and this default page, they already have a contact page in here, which they've named default.html. We will actually delete that. So if you right click and delete, you will remove this page and you'll click yes to confirm the delete. And once that is done, you'll right click the contact folder and you'll create a new ASPX page. And you'll want to name that accordingly, so we'll just call it contact. Okay, so once you have that, double click it and open that up. For this one, you're required to use a details view, so go into your ASP.NET controls under data, and you want to click on and drag it into your form, and this is what it'll look like. You want to go ahead and choose a new data source, and we're going to use the Access database. Click OK. And we're going to browse into wherever you are keeping your files. Mine are buried under Expressions Web Files, which is under Tutorial 4, under Data, and you want this database, Music Store DB. Click Open, and that'll appear here. Click Next. And for this specific query statement, you want to utilize the fields that are in the questions table. And we do want to do an insert statement, so whenever it appears on a page, you'll have an editable text field for the first name, last name, and question. It's so that people can send you questions and you'll be able to record them in the database. So in order to do an insert, you need to have the ID, so it'll create a new ID for the new questions. Your first name, last name, and the question. So after you have those 4 items clicked, you'll click Advance, and you need to click Generate, Insert, Update, and Delete Statements. You have to have that clicked. Click OK. And click Next, and then click Finish. And this is a no. And this is what your fields will look like. So for this particular page, you need to enable inserting, because people will be inserting information. And we also need to do some editing of the fields. So for first name, we need to create an appropriate header text, so we're going to do first name. For last name, we will do the same. And also, if you want to go back to first name here, we need to set the headers to left horizontal alignment. So if you go down to item style, horizontal alignment, and we'll do left, and you want to do those for each of the fields. Horizontal alignment, left, and for question, do the same thing. Now for question, we also need to set the the control style width. So let's go back up here. It's still under styles, and you'll click the plus sign on the control style, go down to width, and this is where you will type 350px. And once you have that, you will click OK. And we also need to alter the tag properties, so let me alter my Let me go down and find my tag properties. Sorry about that. And for this details view, we need to go down to, it should be under behavior, default mode. We need to click that and we need to do an insert. So once you have that completed, we want to save all of it. Go up to Format, Dynamic Web Template, Attach Dynamic Web Template, and we want to attach that master web template. So for this, again, you'll click yes to continue with the attachment, OK for the match editable regions, and then click no for the visual aids, or you can X out. And it'll indicate that you have one file that's updated. So save all of that, and you can hit function 12 and it'll open up your browser. And it should allow you to type in your name and your question. So if you actually hit cancel, it clears out your form. And if you do this again and click insert, it'll clear out the form, but it put it in the database. So one way to check is to go back to your Expressions web and go into the data folder and double click the database, and let's enable the content, and go into your questions table, and your information should be in there that you inserted from the web page.